Hi everyone, and welcome to Audience Analyzer, a brand new and very powerful software tool that's used to uncover hidden interest keywords that you can use for your Facebook ad campaigns. And in this video, I'm going to give you a demo of the Audience Analyzer software, as well as some tips on how to dial in your Facebook ad campaigns using very targeted interest keywords. And in addition, how to dig into the 1,000 plus category targets by using a really powerful tool I integrated into the software. And in addition, I want to show you a very effective tip on how to combine interest targets together for optimizing your ad campaigns. Now, I know your time is very valuable, so let's jump right to it. Now, to truly demonstrate the power of this software, I just went ahead and jumped into the ad network in Facebook and just created a test campaign. So what we're just looking at here, I just selected all of the locations, Canada, US, United States, Australia. That doesn't really matter that much. What I want to do is focus on this part here for your targeting. This is where you insert your interest keywords in order to basically narrow down your audience to market to the people that want to buy your product. And this is how you use it. Let's say, for example, you're promoting something in the fishing niche. You would type in, for example, fishing, and it would give you a bunch of these different suggestions that you could put in here, like fly fishing, recreational fishing, things like that. And if you hover your mouse over top, you can see it gives you the corresponding audience sizes that you could target to. So if you select fishing, you'll see up here it'll narrow it down to 47 million, which is massive. It's too big. So the idea here is you want to be finding some specialized keywords that you can put in here. Now, Facebook does have this little interface that kind of helps you here, but it doesn't actually reveal all of them for you, and it's not really handy because you have to move your mouse over all these to see the actual audience sizes and select them and keep adding them to see the update here. This is where my software comes into play, called Audience Analyzer, and this software connects directly to the Facebook Marketing API. So it's 100% legitimate, doesn't violate any terms whatsoever. So what you do is after you start the software, you click the Facebook button, and then you want to connect to your Facebook account. Let's go ahead and connect. And now that we're connected, all we have to do is go in here and type our search, our main keyword. So I'll type in fishing and click interests. And boom, it just returned 256 real interest keywords that came directly from Facebook. So you can see here, it gives you all of the audience sizes. You can see all the audience sizes there, and we can go ahead and quickly sort by audience size. We can also filter by audience size. There's also range filters in here if you're looking at wanting to see certain keywords that will be in the range from 2,000 to 500,000. Sorry, 200,000 to 500,000, like that, really quickly. Those are the quick filters. Now, in addition to this, there's also another very cool feature I put in here. Let's say you want to get more suggestions based on some of these keywords. So these ones here, let's say fish hook, fishing tackle. So the ones I've selected, you can go here, get more suggestions, or just get suggestions. Click that button there, and it goes out and grabs more. Now it just went up to 342 keywords. And they add them to the end of the list there. So now we can do another sort. And you can use any possible niche you can think of. Let's say, for example, knitting. I know nothing about knitting, but if you click that, you can get a whole bunch of different possible targets that you could use as interest keywords. And to use these, all you have to do is just select the ones you want, like knitting, knitting needle, warp needle, cable knitting, things like that. And then you can just right click. You can copy selected targets to clipboard like so. And you go back over to your ad manager, and in here you can right click and paste, and all of those will show up in here with the proper audience sizes. And in addition to actually just getting a search type of interest keywords, you also have other things here. You can search schools, majors, job titles, and employers. This comes in handy. Let's say, for example, you're selling some sort of niche t-shirt to do with nurses. So you type nurse in here and you go search interest. You get a bunch of interest keywords that you could target, but you can also target the schools. So you got some here that comes down. Let's see what we get pulled back for, like majors. Got some here. And these are always changing. So what you will see in this video may be different a month from now or a week from now. Facebook is always updating their interest categories and databases and all that kind of stuff. So it's always brand new data. So this tool will always be very useful. And like I said, it gets the data directly from the marketing API. So it's fresh new data all the time. Now this is just one of many tools built into this software. Let me quickly go through some of the other options that you can use in here. The first one is the Wikipedia tool. This uses the Wikipedia API, and it's just another place where you can get all sorts of cool new ideas that you may have not thought of using this particular tool over here. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's say, for example, we're sticking with the fishing niche. Search Wikipedia. It's going to go to Wikipedia and get up to a maximum results of 1,000, and you can see just how fast it is. It's super fast. And it found 933 within seconds. And here's another really powerful tool. So all of these different tools up here, they will provide you with suggested keywords from their particular source. But what I've added over here is a validate targets. Now what this does, if you click this, it goes out to Facebook, to the API, and tries to see if this particular keyword actually is a Facebook interest. And it found 173. Now these keywords could have been some of these words we never would have found using the normal Facebook interest tool or never thought of. So here's another way of really getting more ideas. And in addition to this, you could select some of these different keywords, and then you can right click and you can actually send those selected to the FB interest tool. So you send it back to the tool over here, and then you can conduct more searches and get more data. So it's pretty much endless what you can do with this software. With the movies tool, you can search the movie titles or actual movie names, so names of directors and actors and things like that. But let's go ahead and search titles. Let's say, for example, you're in the Walking Dead niche, which is a TV show about zombies. So let's just type in zombies and do a quick search. And then it will show you a bunch of other possible zombie movies that you could target. And if we validate those, we got Dawn of the Dead. This could be something we could target. It has nearly 500,000 people audience size. Or Zombies Ate My Neighbors. There's 150,000 people that are interested in that particular movie title. So this is really helpful for trying to uncover things you would never thought of. You can also put multiple keywords to search at a time. So if we actually put Walking Dead in here and do a search, validate targets, and see what we got. We got Fear the Walking Dead. That could be another ad campaign, completely separate ad campaign that you could target just for that movie, because people that like The Walking Dead possibly also like Fear the Walking Dead. So you can also go and check this out by clicking some links here, bring it up to Internet Movie Database, and you can sort of see if this particular movie resonates with your audience. You can also pull back book titles as well as magazine titles just by using the books tool. So let's say, for example, you're in the hunting niche, and this could be something you're targeting for survival or preppers, or maybe if you're doing like hunting mugs and shirts or something like that you're selling. So let's go ahead and say up to 200 and search book titles. And then we can also validate these targets to see if anything's in there. And there were 4 that were found: hunting season, elk hunting. This gives you another opportunity to find these book titles that people are particularly interested in that you never knew about. The Sites tool is another very powerful tool. You can come in here, say for example you type in nurse.com and you go search sites. This will go out and find a whole bunch of similar websites to that one. So we found 244, and a lot of times these actual website names are interests within the Facebook network. If a certain website has a massive audience, it tends to be included in the interest database. Let's go ahead and see if there are any in there. It actually found 4 of them out of there. And so you may not have thought that allnurses.com or qdnurses.com was actually had an audience of, this one almost 250,000 here. So these could be also very powerful. Another thing you can do, you can select these and you can right click and you can add them back to the results in this tool into here, and then search for those again. Now instead of just 240, it came out with 670. In addition, over here we also have the Alexa ranking and the Quantcast rating. So the lower the rank, the better the actual website gets in terms of traffic. So another thing we could do is we can take these and we can research those again inside of here, Anyways, this gives you another ability to uncover more interest keywords that you can use in your ad campaigns. And in a little bit, I'm going to show you how you can utilize these domains to use combinational targets to really sort of dial in your Facebook campaigns. Another powerful way to target your ads is to look at brands of particular products within your niche. Now, say for example, you're promoting something to do with knitting and crocheting. Again, it could be some sort of print-on-demand product like a t-shirt or mugs or something like that, or even a pillowcase. And what you want to do is try to find some unique ways of targeting people that like a certain brand around knitting or crocheting. So let's go ahead and click search. This goes out to Amazon and grabs all the top brand names. And let's go ahead and validate and see what we can find. And then we can see some different brand names here. For example, Hemline. What is that? Let's go check that out on Amazon. And you can see it's some sort of knitting and crocheting sort of product line. So, I don't know much about knitting and crocheting, but just like that, I know the top brands, and it has an audience of 5 million people. So obviously a lot of people love Hemline because they're into knitting and crocheting. So you can see just how powerful this tool can be, and something that makes you think completely out of the box and not really think of those sorts of things. Like, you wouldn't think of going after Hemline product line if you're into knitting or crocheting or trying to get into that niche. Now with the search engines tool, this is where you can really expand your keywords. Let's say for example you type in fishing. What this will do, it's going to go out to all the search engines and some of the top e-com search engines like Amazon, eBay, Target, Walmart, and even Etsy. And what it's doing, it's just taking this keyword and it's appending the alphabet after the keyword and getting the keyword suggestions that you see in their search engine. For example, on Google, if you type in fishing, you will see the keywords that come up at the bottom. Type in fishing. And if you type a space and the letter A, you get a bunch of suggestions, and B and C and so on and so forth. And that's what the software is doing for all those different search engines and collecting all of the keywords. And this can collect up to thousands of keywords, and especially if you have a bunch of seed keywords in here as well. After validation, we found a bunch of keywords that we could possibly use within our campaign. So this gives you another sort of level of expanding your keywords. And when you've found all these keywords that you really want to use, by applying some filters, you can select the ones that you need. You can right click and you can send those over to the manager tool. And in the manager tool, this is kind of a little handy tool that you can keep track of all your sets of keywords. So you can, if you actually select them, you can see it adds them to a handy little box over here. It allows you just to copy and paste into your campaigns real easily. Also some little stats down here, gives you the total audience size for all the ones in your set. And you can do all sorts of cool stuff. You can save them in all different kind of formats. You can import them from different tools. Like say for example, you have a favorite keyword tool that you use all the time and you want to import those keywords into this, and you can see whether or not they're actually Facebook interests. Let's go do that. I found a site here online that has free keywords. Let's go ahead and click that. And let's see if we can find something to do with hunting. I found 718. Let's copy all of these. And now we can come in here and we can go import, right click and paste. And we can add all those in there and click the validate button. You can see how many it found. Didn't find that many, this particular set of keywords. But you can see if you have a favorite tool that you like using, you can come in here and use this. And you got all these cool little things in here you can do. Now one thing I do want to quickly show you is I've built in customizable filters. If you want to have more ability to search within your data set, you can do that using the filters. So you can click the filters and you bring this up and you can do some really specialized things here. So for example, looking at this list of different nurse stuff, you want to be selling products that are to do with nursing, not like plant nursery. So what you could do is you can make some quick filters here. You want everything to contain the word nurse. Add another one, but you do not want to contain the word nursery. Click apply, and now it'll narrow it down to what you really want. And you can also add other things like the audience size. I want the audience size to be greater than, let's say, 100,000. And boom, just like that. And then you can save your filter files to your computer if you'd like. And then later on, when you want to apply a filter to your data set, you don't want to go through all that again. Just right click, filters, load filter file, and boom, just like that, you get the data that you want. And you can apply filters to any data table. As you go over to each one, it will automatically update. And even if you use the quick filters, it will automatically populate right in there for you. So this gives you this added ability to do custom searches and filters for all the data that you really need from the software. Now I want to show you another really exciting feature I integrated into the software, but first let's just go over to the sample ad I created, and if you click in here where the detailed targeting is, you'll see that you have all of these different categories underneath. Now these are basically category targets, and there's actually over 1,000 of them in here, but you can see this interface here is not really user friendly. You know, you kind of got to click in here and you got to hover your mouse over to see the audience sizes, and it's you know, to be honest, it's a bit of a pain. So what I've done is I've created a tool that makes that much easier. You just click this button at the top that says browse category targets. This comes up here, so I'm just going to make it full screen here so we can see it. And all you have to do is just click load categories. It goes to the API and it just pulled back. Right now there's 1,141 targets in here, and these can all be used in your campaigns just the same as interest keywords. And if you right click and expand all, you can just see the massive amount of data in here, and you wouldn't believe what's in here. What you could target is unbelievable. Like, you can, you know, digital activities, what game consoles they're using, or sorry, console gamers, their operating system on their computer. Like, it goes on and on and on. And to be able to look through this gets kind of difficult. So I integrated another really powerful feature. Let's say, for example, you're interested in looking at targets that are related to parents. Now, if we type in parents and click search, it automatically filters out everything except the ones that have the word parents in it. So now we can see all this wicked data. So we could be targeting parents that have you know, preteens or teenagers or preschoolers, things like that. Like, let's say you're promoting e-com products for toddlers. You know, you got up here, you got parents that have toddlers, 6 million of them, and when you're satisfied with what you want, you just click the checkbox and it goes over to this handy little grid here where you can now go and copy and paste this into your actual campaign. For example, if you just take this and you can go Control-C on your keyboard to copy this particular target, or you can use the copy button, or you can right click and use the copy. A lot of different ways to copy the actual target itself. And you go back over to Facebook and you can right click and paste, and there it is. Now let's try another example here. Let's say we want to target friends. So you can target, let's say, men with birthdays within 7 to 30 days or within 0 to 7 days. So let's say, for example, you want to target men, you know, some sort of coffee mug or something for someone that's going to be having a birthday soon. So that could be a totally official target that you could do. So let's say you wanted to target this one here. So let's copy that, Control-C or the Command-C on your Macintosh, and then go over to the ad manager, and I'm going to show you a really powerful tip here. So let's say we paste that in there, we find it, and that's who we want to target. And we also want to target, we want to narrow down that audience. So right now its potential reach is 12 million people, but one really powerful thing you can do here is you can narrow this audience down to a particular website that people are interested in that buy things. For example, Etsy. Etsy is a very popular sort of e-com website. So we can type in Etsy, and now what we're doing is we're narrowing down from the initial reach down to another smaller reach. And we can even narrow further. Let's say Amazon. Now we're down to only 37,000 people. So what we're doing is we want to target people that have close friends of men with a birthday coming up, so they can buy them, say, a birthday mug or something like that. And we know that these people are very interested in Etsy and Amazon. And then when they're very interested in Etsy, that's a strong indication they probably bought something from there before. And same with Amazon. So now we got super targeted people. And you can do this with all sorts of niches by getting some of these events that are inside of the category in here and then using websites to narrow it down. A lot of marketers don't even think of this because they don't have the tools that give them abilities to do that. And this is what Audience Analyzer can do for you. As an added bonus to getting the Audience Analyzer today, we'll also give you a bonus software called Social Post Browser version 2. Let me give you just a quick demonstration of what this software can do for you. With this software, you can quickly uncover lots of really cool posts on Facebook that can help you with your own marketing. Things like top-selling print-on-demand products. You can even spy on top-performing cost-per-action style kind of offers, or even e-com products. You can even like kind of explore highly engaged niche funnels. Let me just give you some quick examples here. Now, let's say, for example, you're in the nurse niche and you want to search like Teespring. Now, this second little search thing here can be a keyword or a website, and it's optional. And you have all these different post types to select from. I'm just going to keep all posts, and you have a different period you can select from, and you click this, and it brings you to Facebook, and you can instantly see a whole bunch of different designs here, and you can start to look at different things. Like this had 700 shares. That's incredible. And like, you can really get a lot of different ideas for different products that are selling on Facebook. And this is just a handy little tool to help with your marketing. And to give you more examples here, let's take a look at, let's say, for example, you don't want to do Teespring. I have this handy new thing I put in here. If you click this, it brings up your saved searches, but it comes pre-built with a whole bunch of different saved searches, and you can create an optional group name for them as well. So looking at print on demands, you can try, let's say, for example, Gear Bubble. Just double click, puts Gear Bubble in there, click search, and now we could see different nurse products in Gear Bubble. And they're being advertised on Facebook. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. You do all sorts of really cool things. Let's say, for example, you want to do some research on people that are selling e-com products on Shopify. So what you can do here is click here and look for e-com sites and look for myshopify.com, add that in there, and then you can optionally add a search phrase for a particular niche, let's say necklace. And let's take a look at what we can find. And we can find a bunch of different promotions here, some ads that are being published by other people selling necklaces. And then we could even dig further if you want to look at like dog necklaces or things like that. You can just start putting that in here. Another thing you can do as well, let's say you want to investigate people's funnels. Let's say in the internet marketing niche or something like that. So let's look at the page builder sites. We have a bunch in here. Let's say, for example, like leadpages.net. Click search. And we can see some different funnels, and we can go and basically reverse engineer some of these funnels and see how they work. So then you can just reverse engineer, join the webinar and see how everything works, and then you can sort of model from that. So this is a really good way to sort of investigate other funnels on Facebook. Or let's say you're just starting in a niche. You can go and say, for example, select Etsy, and you're just starting in the dog niche, and you just want to see all of the ads that are happening this month. Let's see if we'll find anything. Now you can see people selling some pillows in the dog niche, some collars, some big elaborate doghouse. So it's a very effective and powerful software for helping you kind of come up with ideas for your ads. So this is a massive complement to the Audience Analyzer software, and it really will help you improve your Facebook ad campaigns. So again, the Audience Analyzer and Social Post Browser, they both work on a PC and a Mac. You can install the software on 3 personal computers that you own, and in addition, you'll be getting a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, I do want to say this friendly warning that what you're looking at here is a time-limited special offer, and it will expire soon. So make sure to take action and take advantage of this special limited offer. So I want to thank you for watching this short video, and I highly recommend taking action and take advantage of this limited offer. And I always like ending with my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes anyways: build your own dreams or someone else will hire you to build theirs. So go ahead, take action, and start building your dream today.